The movie begins in 2002 in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where a 14-year-old girl named Ava wakes up in the middle of the night to the sound of a violent struggle. Disoriented and scared, she sneaks through her home and witnesses a horrific scene. Her father, a feared and well-known drug lord, is being brutally murdered by two masked intruders. As her father takes his last breath, young Ava's instincts kick in. She grabs a nearby shotgun, adrenaline coursing through her, and shoots the two assailants in an act of vengeance. This traumatic event marks the beginning of Ava's journey, shaping her into the fierce and tough woman she becomes. Fast forward 12 years later, Ava is now an adult, living in Arlington, and recovering from a rough life that included struggles with drug and alcohol addiction. She has fought hard to get her life back on track, having met and fallen in love with Derek Grant, an affluent man she met during Narcotics Anonymous meetings. Their shared history of overcoming addiction brings them closer, and they soon get married in a beautiful ceremony. Ava, though scarred by her past, is determined to build a better future with Derek. After the wedding, the couple decides to take a well-deserved honeymoon on a tropical Caribbean island, where Derek's family owns a luxurious summer home. For Ava, it's a chance to leave behind her troubled past and enjoy a peaceful, idyllic start to her new life. The setting is stunning: sandy beaches, clear blue waters, and a paradise-like atmosphere. The couple enjoys their time together, filled with laughter and relaxation, until one evening, their carefree vacation takes a darker turn. While exploring the island, they meet a young and friendly local named Manny, who offers to show them around. He invites them to a lively nightclub, promising a fun night out. Initially, the night seems like a typical vacation experience, with the couple dancing and enjoying themselves. However, things quickly spiral out of control when Ava has a tense encounter with Big Biz, a notorious local criminal with a dangerous reputation. A violent brawl erupts between Ava and several other patrons, her fighting skills from her tumultuous past kicking in, leaving her to fend off the attackers in a brutal confrontation. This marks the first sign of trouble on the island, foreshadowing the dark events that are yet to come, as Ava's honeymoon quickly descends into a desperate fight for survival. After the violent brawl at the nightclub, Ava and Derek return to their hotel, shaken but trying to move past the incident. The next day, they decide to make the most of their honeymoon by going on an exhilarating zip-lining adventure over the lush Caribbean jungle, accompanied by Manny. What starts as a fun, thrilling experience quickly takes a dark turn. While soaring over the treetops, something goes wrong. Derek loses control and plummets to the ground, suffering a severe injury. Panic ensues as Derek is gravely hurt, and Manny quickly arranges for an ambulance to rush him to the local hospital. Ava, frantic with worry, rides along with her unconscious husband. But upon arrival at the hospital, things feel off. Despite Derek's critical condition, the staff seems unusually slow and unconcerned. The situation grows more alarming when a doctor named Dr. Cabot informs Ava that her husband needs immediate surgery, but then refuses to let her stay with him. Ava waits anxiously outside, but when hours pass with no updates, her instincts tell her something is wrong. Her worst fears are confirmed when the hospital staff claim that Derek was never admitted. He has simply vanished. The authorities, led by Officer Ramon Garza, offer no help, dismissing Ava's growing concerns and treating her as though she's overreacting. They insist that Derek left on his own, but Ava knows better. Something sinister is at play. Desperate to find her husband, Ava starts searching on her own. Her inquiries lead her back to Manny, but he too seems to be hiding something. The more Ava digs, the more she uncovers a dangerous conspiracy involving corrupt officials, local criminals, and a shady hospital operation that traffics in people. Every step she takes puts her closer to the truth and deeper into danger. Determined to save Derek, Ava relies on her survival instincts and fighting skills from her dark past. She tracks down Dr. Cabot, forcing him to reveal that Derek is still alive, but in the hands of powerful individuals who intend to use him for their gain. Ava's hunt for Derek becomes a relentless mission, and anyone who stands in her way quickly learns just how deadly she can be. With Derek missing and the local authorities offering no help, Ava finds herself alone, fighting against an unseen enemy. Determined to uncover the truth, she presses Manny for more information. After a tense confrontation, Manny reluctantly reveals that he was paid off to lead Ava and Derek into a trap. He confesses that the zip-lining accident wasn't an accident at all. Derek was targeted, and his disappearance is tied to a human trafficking ring that operates under the radar on the island. Derek's wealth made him a valuable target. Fueled by anger and desperation, Ava spares Manny's life, but forces him to guide her to the people responsible for taking Derek. With Manny's help, she tracks down a local crime boss, Big Biz, the same man she encountered at the nightclub. Big Biz operates as a middleman, facilitating the abduction of wealthy tourists for the organ trade. After a violent and intense fight, Ava confronts Big Biz, demanding to know where Derek is. Realizing he's no match for Ava's combat skills and determination, Big Biz confesses that Derek is being held by a corrupt doctor, Dr. Reyes, who runs a secret medical facility where organs are harvested from kidnapped victims. Ava, relentless and unwavering, forces Big Biz to lead her to Dr. Reyes' facility. At Manny's house, the weight of everything Ava has been through finally crashes down on her. Overcome with grief and fear that she's lost Derek forever, Ava collapses into tears, feeling completely defeated. Manny, seeing her pain, tries to comfort her, promising to help her however he can. The brief moment of solace gives Ava the strength to gather herself for what she knows will be her final, all-or-nothing move. At dawn, Ava heads to the hospital with a clear mission: to find out what happened to Derek and to save him, no matter the cost. As she approaches the hospital entrance, she spots a female attendant stepping out for a break. With swift and silent precision, Ava sneaks up behind her, applying a chokehold. The attendant struggles briefly before succumbing, and Ava drags her body to a nearby vehicle, stashing it out of sight. Ava takes her ID badge and assumes her identity, gaining access to the hospital. Once inside, Ava moves through the hallways like a shadow, blending in as she navigates her way toward Elbar, the shady doctor who has been overseeing the sinister operations. She corners Elbar in a secluded area and wastes no time. Wrapping a red plastic bag tightly around his face, she threatens to suffocate him, demanding answers. Ava's rage is palpable as she interrogates him, her grip tightening every time Elbar tries to evade the truth. Under pressure, Elbar breaks, but instead of giving her a direct answer, he gestures toward the surveillance screens. Ava's eyes dart to the monitors, and her shock, she sees Derek, alive but unconscious, bound to a wheelchair. He's being wheeled into the hospital by a group of men, led by the notorious Silvio Lugo. Fury and relief collide within Ava as she realizes Elbar had lied to Officer Garza about Derek's death. Enraged, Ava shoves the barrel of her gun into Elbar's jaw, threatening to kill him. But Elbar, terrified, pleads for his life, warning her that if he dies, Derek will too. Ava knows she's in a deadly game now, and killing Elbar might cost her the only chance she has to save her husband. Meanwhile, Lugo's men bring Derek to the surgical floor, preparing for a grim procedure. Ava, now disguised as a nurse using the name Christy, quietly follows. She enters the operating room where Lugo and his men have gathered. With swift, calculated moves, Ava injects Lugo with a sedative, hoping to knock him out before things escalate. But before she can fully neutralize him, his men realize something is wrong. Without hesitation, Ava pulls out her gun and unleashes a flurry of attacks. She maims most of Lugo's henchmen in a brutal firefight, taking them down one by one. In the chaos, she manages to free Derek from his restraints and gets him back on his feet. As they make their escape, Lugo, barely conscious, reveals the true reason behind the abduction. Suffering from multiple myeloma, a rare and deadly form of cancer, Lugo bribed Elbar to find healthy donors with compatible bone marrow and stem cells to help suppress his disease. Derek, by cruel chance, was one of those donors. Lugo, desperate for survival, had gone to any length to find a cure, even if it meant trafficking innocent lives. Ava, furious but focused, doesn't let Lugo's explanation slow her down. She and Derek begin their escape, taking out the remaining thugs that pursue them. As they flee, they encounter Manny, who has rallied a group of local kids to help with the escape. Using makeshift contraptions, the kids set up traps that slow down Lugo's reinforcements, buying Ava and Derek precious time. The criminals, enraged by the resistance, chase them into a nearby village. Ava and Derek fight their way through the village, taking down henchmen in close combat, while Manny and the kids continue to provide cover from the rooftops and alleyways. In the heart of the village, Ava comes face to face with Silvio Lugo. Exhausted but determined, Ava engages in a brutal hand-to-hand fight with the crime lord. Lugo is larger and stronger, but Ava's speed and skill keep her alive. The fight is vicious, with both taking heavy blows. Just when it seems that Lugo might overpower her, Ava gains the upper hand, disarming him and wrestling him to the ground. With a knife to his throat, Ava holds Lugo as a human shield, using his own life to fend off the remaining henchmen. At that moment, Big Biz, the local crime boss Ava had crossed paths with earlier, arrives on the scene. Seeing Ava holding Lugo at knife point, Big Biz steps in. To Ava's surprise, he takes the knife from her hand, looks her in the eye, and then slashes Lugo's throat himself. Lugo collapses, bleeding out at Big Biz's feet. Big Biz, recognizing Ava's determination and impressed by her resolve, tells her and Derek to leave the island and never return. His message is clear. He respects her strength, but warns her to walk away from this life for good. With the nightmare finally over, Ava and Derek make their way to the shore, where they board a small boat waiting for them. As they sail away from the island, the chaos and violence behind them, the couple holds each other tightly, knowing that their love and their survival instincts saved them. The The future remains uncertain, but for now they are free. As the film ends, the boat disappears over the horizon, and Ava takes one last look back at the island, a place of danger, betrayal, and bloodshed. They've survived, but the scars, both physical and emotional, will remain. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments section the next movie I will recap for you.